Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to my next energy report. Today is Tuesday the 14th of March, and today we are moving into the yellow sun wave spell or energy spell. And it's a nice sunny day, but it's also really cold. So I'm going to try not to waffle on too much. And I also can't see my screen. It's nice that we've got a bit of sunshine, but it's a bit of a glare, so if I'm a bit, if I look a bit absent and distracted, it's because I can't see what I'm looking at, which is possibly a good thing. So, yellow sun energy, what's all this about then? Well, we'll start off with all the yellow signs are about completion. So if you've been following this with me since the red dragon at the beginning of February, you'll have realised that we've kind of gone through a red spell, then a white spell, then a blue spell, then a yellow spell. The yellow spell is the completion of like a little mini cycle, and all the yellow signs have this sense of conclusion about them, a ripening or an achievement, depending on the sort of themes and topics that started in the corresponding red spell. And in a couple of weeks' time we'll be going on to the next red one, have another little mini cycle of red, white, blue, yellow again. So we kind of have this same pattern going all the way through the 9-month calendar. But this sign in particular is very much about completion, but also about the whole, the sense of embodying the whole of something, whether that be a situation that we're struggling with, or embodying ourselves, embodying our community and the world around us. So that's kind of the sort of theme that we're working with. Yellow sun is also the last of the 20 signs if you're going through them day by day. So tomorrow will be another red dragon day, which is the first sign. So that's why it kind of has this extra level of kind of completion to it, and it's quite with it being the first completion spell of the calendar as well. It kind of I think these first 4 wave spells give you quite a nice introduction and a feel as to how this pattern then continues and moves through. So I said that the yellow sun is about completion, and it's about embodying part of this is about embodying all that we are, and it's that kind of idea of loving ourselves entirely, warts and all. Because we as human beings have many different faces, very different ways that we present ourselves to the world. So kind of, what I think about myself is going to be very different to what my friend thinks of me, and the way that my partner sees me, the way my mother sees me. It's kind of a complex net, isn't it, if you think about it, because the way it's all that kind of subjective experience as to how we view things and different perspectives. So on the one hand, you've kind of got this kind of different people are going to view me in different ways and see different strengths and weaknesses within me, but also the way I project myself outwards is going to be different depending on who I'm relating to and what situation that I'm in. The person that I am at home is very different to the person that I might be in a work situation. If I'm around friends and people that make me feel comfortable and confident, I'm going to present myself in a different way to if I'm around people who are making me feel small or threatened or intimidated in some way. So it's about these different ways that we relate to the world around us. And sometimes we don't always like these different aspects of our personality. You might look back at something that you've done or said and kind of gone, why did I do that? I feel such a fool, or that wasn't a very nice way to respond. We might beat ourselves up a bit. We might look at things that we've done in the past that we're ashamed of, and we hide those bits of us away, and kind of like go, I don't want to acknowledge that that's a part of me. But by locking these things away, we're kind of denying them existence, and they're still a valid and important part of who we are and what makes us up, and what makes up our history, what makes up our personality. We are completely just a product of our experiences. So it's not really very helpful to lock these things away, or to hide or deny these aspects of our personality. It might just be a case of, why did I get drunk? Why did I drink all that wine last night? Or why did I eat that chocolate cake? I'm regretting it now. I want to lose weight, but I can't stop putting this chocolate cake down my mouth. Or I don't know. I'm sure there's lots of other examples. So I think you get the gist. It's about allowing all these parts of us that maybe we feel a bit ashamed about, or that we wish that we didn't do things in a certain way, or the parts of us that we don't like. It's about letting those parts be recognised and be loved, because and recognising that there's not actually any difference between good and bad. We kind of label certain things and go, oh, that's bad, I don't want to feel that, or I don't want to behave like that. This is good, I want to do more of this and less of that. But in actual fact, everything's in balance. It's all about, this kind of idea of yin and yang are all two parts of the same coin. You can't have one without the other. You can't have dark without light. And to label some as negative and some as positive, in the long run, can just cause problems for ourselves. It's about accepting these bits that we label as being bad or negative, kind of, giving them a bit of attention and realising that they're not wrong, they're not bad, they're just a part of us, a valid part of who we are. And this this kind of level of acceptance, it's kind of a form of enlightenment. It brings a sense of relief. When you let these shadowy parts out into the open, no more hiding them or punishing them, it brings everything out into the light, everything's acknowledged, everything's loved and accepted, and it kind of makes you a more whole person. That's the best way to explain it, I think. And that's exactly what I mean by this completion, this embodying all of who we are. So yeah, the only other aspect of this energy is, as I mentioned, our community as well. So there's also an aspect of the greater whole, if you like. So not just the whole of us, but the whole of the planet and our communities, and how that all relates to one another. It's a bit more of it's a bit harder sometimes to look at that, but in some ways the world is just a bigger reflection of what's going on with us internally. So internally we've kind of got all these conflicts and divisions and bits that we hate and bits that are okay, and wanting to hide or demonise the bits that we hate. And I can't help but think that's very much what's going on right now in a global scale. That's a bit too deep, and I don't particularly like to get into politics or things like that, especially not in these videos, but it kind of feels like the best kind of example of how our inner beliefs, our inner world is quite often reflected, mirrored, enhanced, whatever the right word is, on a global scale. So by working on ourselves and learning to accept and love all these parts of us that we don't like within ourselves, that then naturally filters out into the rest of the world. And the way I see it is, the more people that I can encourage to start loving themselves, being kind to themselves, and being kind to the rest of the world, and hopefully, eventually, we might live in a better world. I'm getting a bit emotional now. This is why I don't do politics. I try not to speak about things that I get really passionate about, because my voice goes wobbly. But that in itself is a perfect example of one of these of parts of me that I struggle with, that I need to work on over this next 2 weeks. So yeah, on the whole, I think I will just leave that with you. I think for today, I do always try to give a bit of insight or a task or something for you to be working on. But I think I've covered enough. I think if you get an understanding of what this energy is about from what I've said so far, then I think hopefully you will instinctively know what you need to be working on yourself these next 2 weeks to complete your cycle, your own personal cycle. I will chuck a bit of extra stuff out into the WhatsApp group, obviously. I'll have a think about that over the next few days as to what I think is going to be relevant and useful. For those of you who are in my WhatsApp group, please just let me know. Give me your thoughts. Tell me what you're struggling with or what you're working on. Tell me what this has brought up for you. If you're not in the group, that's fine. You can still comment on the thread below, either on Facebook or YouTube. And if you want to join the group, you know where I am. Drop me a message. Other than that, have an amazing 2 weeks, 13 days. I hope that whatever you've been working on in your own little world over the last whatever it is, 6 weeks or so that we've been working through this so far, I hope that it's making some sense and having some impact. And if you have any questions or anything you'd just like to chat through, by all means drop me a message. Okay, that's all for now. Be back again soon.